Hey Dan, how are you?
Doing great, Abhinav. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate for all the time. And for those of you who don't know Dan, Dan is an amazing friend of mine. We know each other for over a year now. He's passionate about health. He's been in the water field, in medical equipment for the past, what, 3 or 4 years now?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great, man.
Yeah.
And I think you've helped lots of people be more healthy, improve their health,
Hundreds,
and
hundreds and hundreds.
yeah,
Well, soon to be thousands and thousands. So,
that's
yeah.
amazing, man. That's amazing. It's amazing what you do. It's amazing how you help people. It's amazing all your knowledge and your expertise and all that research that you've put in trying to improve your health and sharing that knowledge with others. In fact, I do want some of your knowledge, and I think the people watching this video would be very, very um, excited, and um, they would love to know more. So one of the questions I have for you is,
Mm.
um, with when we try to become healthy, and there's all this things about eating raw food, people are becoming more vegan, and everyone's trying to go on more salads. And I think one of the major role that all the raw foods plays is alkalinity, because raw food is alkaline in nature. So, can you talk a little bit about what is alkalinity and why it is important for us to consume more alkaline foods or substances?
Okay. Well, yeah, thanks for such a simple question to start off with. No, of course, alkalinity is critical in health. It's widely known now that an alkaline environment is a healthy environment. An alkaline body is a healthy body. What is alkalinity? Well, it's something as simple as a pH chart. Anything above 7, so the pH chart, and not to get too technical here, goes from 0 to 14. Anything on the pH chart that's 7 and above, or 7.1 and above, is alkaline. Anything that's below 7 is acidic. Unfortunately, based on a lot of our typical North American diets, or typical diets in general, most people are actually walking around in an acidic environment, and we need to alkalize. Um, Dr. Otto Warburg, I don't know if you've heard. Have you heard of him?
No, I think we've had a couple of conversations about it,
Yeah.
but the
he
cancer guy, I keep forgetting his name.
Yeah, Dr. Otto Warburg was actually awarded the Nobel Prize for Science and Medicine in 1932. And what was his amazing discovery? That no disease, including cancer, can survive in an alkaline body, in an alkaline environment.
Wow.
Okay, so I don't know about you, but I haven't seen them award Nobel Prizes just for ideas and theories. They tend to be pretty bang on. So that's why it's critical for us to alkalize our body. And you mentioned raw vegan. Yeah, raw is great. It's just, becomes it's a little challenging for people to go from a complete, traditional diet to now going to a raw vegan diet. The transition, I've actually been vegan now for over 10 years myself. And even that transition to a traditional vegan was a bit of a challenge for me, because I had to almost unlearn everything that I had learned when it came to food. And so actually there was a great book, if anybody in your audience ever wants to read about that, is actually this book right here. Okay, the China study. They actually get into the author is T. Colin Campbell,
Mhm.
and there's actually a great documentary. It's called Forks Over Knives. It was on Netflix. I don't know if it's still on there. Really delves into the importance of being alkaline for health.
That is great, man. Great information. And yes, that's so true. Having a transition is hard. Like I've been having salads for dinner, raw salads for about, well, consistently for about a year or more. And
Okay.
when I talk to people, sometimes it's like, "Oh, so what do you have for dinner?" I'm like, "Okay, that's my dinner." So and it's been great. I feel more. I've been more healthier. Hey, but also, and I've been drinking it over for a year now. You've been drinking for this water for 4 years, and
Hmm.
this water known as Kangen water, which is a Japanese technology. This is alkaline, and can you talk about how this water helps our body and how it improves our health?
Okay, so as a disclaimer, the water does not heal, treat, or diagnose anything. First of all, but to call it alkaline water is actually an understatement. It's more alkalizing water, where it actually is a verb, where it alkalizes the body when you drink it. The water I drink normally is 9.5 pH, very high on the pH scale, and actually starts transforming the body's pH. Now, a lot of people say, well, you can't transform the body pH. And in a way, it's true. And not to get super technical, our blood has to be slightly alkaline. When we, let's just say we eat a burger, eat fries, eat rice, potatoes, I mean, you name it, there's a whole bunch of things out there that acidify the blood. The body has to start now re- finding ways to raise up the pH of the blood. Okay. If I'm getting too technical for you, just give me a,
Oh no, that's
just, yeah, yeah.
I think that's
So
very simple.
yeah. So when we create an acidic environment, our blood now has to fight to stay alkaline because we need alkalinity in our blood to survive. And we can only last, I don't have the exact time, but I'm going to roughly minutes with acidic blood. And I've spoken to a few doctors, and the last thing that happens to a healthy person that dies is they no longer have the ability to alkalize their blood. Okay. So when we are eating or drinking acidic drinks and eating acidic foods, even stress, as an example, right,
Hmm.
will release a chemical in our body that is widely known as cortisol. Cortisol is nothing more than pure acid.
Wow.
So when they say stress kills, it literally kills because now it's creating this disease infested environment, which is an acidic environment. In the inverse, now, when we are drinking water that's not, by the way, chemically altered, this Kangen water is incredible because it's not chemically altered. Most of your audience won't know this. I didn't know this until I started studying pHs in water, but pH actually stands for potential of hydrogen. I always knew acid and base or acid and alkaline. I
Yeah, that's
never
what
knew
I
what
do.
right? If
Yeah.
you ask, who knows what pH actually stands for? Most people won't, unless you're a chemical engineer or you're, a biologist. Like that's most people won't know what pH stands for. Well,
Mhm.
potential of hydrogen with the Kangen water, the 9.5 pH water is actually hydrogen engorged water. So it's not like we're adding calcium, magnesium, potassium. And like I was saying earlier, our blood pH, and I actually went away a little bit from that. When it goes acidic, our body now sends alarms, or we get alarms that go up to the brain, and it starts going, I need alkalinity now. What's very alkaline? Calcium, magnesium, potassium. I was about to say a few seconds ago. The body all of a sudden starts eating calcium, magnesium, potassium from itself to raise the pH of the blood just so we can survive. And what's a
Wow.
good source of that in the body? First and foremost, our bones, because it starts eating our bones. And it's the scientific term. Once again, and I apologize if I get technical. It's called catabolism. We all heard of cannibalism. No,
Yeah.
this is cannibalism. Cannibalism is when you eat other humans. Cannibalism is when your body eats itself just to
Wow.
survive. Okay, and we raise the pH because our blood, like I said, can only survive. We can only survive with acidic blood for a few minutes. So the body knows that we can survive many, many, many years with a weakening bone structure. So it's more important to get the blood level right up to the 7. It's around 7, between 7.3 and 7.4. I don't have the exact pH, but that's the case. So it's critical for us to alkalize our body so our body does not have to do that balancing act constantly. So when you're drinking high pH water that's not chemically altered, because chemically altered high pH water, meaning we add calcium, we add magnesium, you could even add baking soda to water, okay? And that would make it alkaline. But
Mhm.
does that make it healthy? Absolutely not. Okay, sorry, my dog seems to have something. He wants. He likes to be the star of the show. I might get him on
Oh
camera in a little
yeah.
bit. Yeah, but so with us, because this water. By the way, the Japanese have been tinkering with this water since the 1800s, and they perfected the technology in 1965. So this
Wow.
is not something new. This is not something revolutionary. Like, oh my God, this is like now it's fresh. This has been around, but it's almost like a secret. For the first 30 years or so, it was held only in Japan. And I don't know if you know about Japanese culture, but it's they're actually, or not their culture, but their medical. They have according to the United Nations, they're ranked number one in their medical system, in their longevity. Like doctors actually get compensated more if they have healthy patients. Think about that. Yeah,
I
it's like,
saw that, man. Like I was going through a studies and I
mhm,
was shocked to see the number of people that are there that are above, that are alive, fit, healthy, running, and
mhm.
that are 100 years and younger.
Highest amount of centenaries or people over 100 years in the developed world per capita. Okay, so it's incredible. And in Japan, doctors will actually prescribe this water for patients. Okay, that's not going to happen in North America. I'm not holding my breath. It's but the way I look at it, I mean, if it's good enough for the Japanese medical system, which is ranked number one, technically it should be good enough for the whole world.
Yeah.
But yeah, but here we are. So drinking this alkalized water now keeps our bodies in that quote unquote pH balance, and
Mhm.
it helps us stay healthy.
That's
Okay.
interesting. Hey, so what is and this is so informative, man. This is, I think,
Mm,
it's really gives a lot of insights to why eating raw and more alkaline is also good for our body.
of
Also, how
course.
water helps. But can you tell a little bit about what is Kangen water and what makes it so special?
Okay, that's actually a very good question. I touched on a little bit with alkalinity, but the property actually has three main, or the water actually has three main properties. The first property is the alkalization. Okay. Second property, and probably the most important, is its antioxidant potential. Okay, and I'll touch base a little bit more on that. And the third, it's the way the water is structured. We call it microclustering. That's not necessarily a scientific term, it's almost more of a descriptive term, but the water now gets structured in a way where it's 5 times more absorbable than regular water. Okay, why
Mhm.
is that important? Well, it provides the body what we need to repair itself. Okay, so the alkalinity, I'll expand on a little bit because it's alkalizing and not just alkaline water. Because there's a big trend out there right now
Mhm.
with alkaline water.
Oh,
Okay,
there is, there's all this
yeah,
buzz. That's why I wanted to get more information and more importantly, the right information to people because, um,
hmm,
as you said, this water has been existent for a lot of years. And this company, I think, is what, 40 years old. But the buzz is recent and a lot of people all over the world, it's not just in North America or in Japan, a lot of my friends and family in India, and there has been this certain buzz, everyone's talking about Kangen water, why should we drink Kangen water, and
hmm.
suddenly everyone knows about it. It's not something that, oh, I don't know about what's Kangen water or something, so people know about it. So there has been this recent buzz.
Yeah. And because of that buzz, that's why the alkaline water industry has taken off as well.
Yeah.
Right? So the main difference is like alkaline water that you buy in a bottle is water that's normally been added with or have like the calcium, the magnesium, had those minerals added. And there's been studies that show that prolonged drinking of chemically altered alkaline water can actually start taxing our kidneys and start taxing our organs and start building up minerals in the body. So long term, there's actually it's been proven that it's not the healthiest choice. Okay, now alkalized water or electronically, and how the technology works. You want me to get into how it actually becomes this way, or we can leave that for another day?
No,
But
let's leave that. Let's just talk
yeah,
about how it benefits the body.
yeah.
And
So because it's hydrogen now instead of all the calcium, remember pH, potential of what? Potential of hydrogen. So this water is full of hydrogen. When you drink it, it alkalizes the body. And then what happens to hydrogen within 48 hours? It just dissipates.
wow.
It just dissipates. And the other amazing thing about hydrogen is the smallest small, I'm going to call it compound, or it's just, so it gets into every little crevice of our body. Right.
Hmm.
So drinking this alkalized water starts changing our body's pH and has no ill effects or no negative effects, no
That is
buildup of minerals. That's incredible. Now, the second property, and my most favorite, is the antioxidant potential. Now, are you familiar with oxidation?
oh yes. It causes rusting, right? I've
Yeah,
seen railings being rusted and
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, so rusting, breaking down. So oxidation, because everybody hears antioxidants. Oh, antioxidant this and antioxidant vitamins and antioxidant creams for your face and
Oh yeah.
so but a lot of people don't know what actually an antioxidant does. So oxidation is in our body the cause of about 80, well, I'm going to go higher. Most disease is caused by oxidation and inflammation in the body. So having a powerful antioxidant is critical. Now, no water on the planet, and I want you to really pay attention here. No water on the planet, okay, that is not ionized, whether it's naturally, because we have this water, so far we've discovered 8 springs in the world that produce the water naturally like this. So this is how when people ask me who invented ionized or reduced water, or however scientific term you want to call it, Kangen water, nobody invented it other than God himself. The Japanese just replicated what existed in nature already.
Hmm.
So this water at this negative voltage that we get has become the most powerful antioxidant known on the planet.
Wow.
Okay. Vitamin C, green tea are known as antioxidants, powerful antioxidants. Blueberries, okay. Blueberries are known as what? As a superfood, right?
Mhm.
Why?
Yeah.
Because they're known for their antioxidant potential.
Yeah.
You would need 5 pounds of blueberries to get the equivalent of drinking 1 glass of water. Okay.
Yeah. So if I drink this, I'll just eat 5 pounds of blueberries and
In antioxidant potential. Now, I love blueberries. I absolutely love blueberries, but I can't eat 5 pounds in a week, let alone a setting, right?
and like I
And
put blueberries in my smoothies, and the maximum I can consume, and we are 3 or 4 people that drink that every
yeah,
three people who
yeah,
drink that every day, and my consumption of blueberries is 2 pounds every week.
yeah. Well, there you go, and that's high compared to
Yeah,
most
man, I
people.
put a
But
lot of blueberries in
yeah,
my smoothie,
yeah.
right?
So think about it. And there's a doctor, what's his name right now? It'll come to me. This point will come back to me. But there's not enough fruits and vegetables that you can eat in a day to give you the same antioxidant potential as drinking a glass of this water. And that, now, hear me right. I'm not telling people not to eat fruits and vegetables. I'm saying continue eating lots of fruits and vegetables, but add this as your antioxidant supplement. And when I say drink, you drink. And people have this misnomer of you have to drink. What have you told? How many cups a day? How many
What?
glasses of what? Have you heard? Like everybody
Oh,
says,
dude,
oh, drink.
I have a basic calculation. I think
Okay.
what I learned in one of the Tony Robbins seminar I recently attended
Okay.
is half your body weight and that many ounces. So let's say if someone is 150 pounds, or let's half that into ounces. So about 75, 80 ounces of water for a 150-pound person.
That's right.
That is an average what you should at least drink, right?
So that is actually accurate, but it's not 100% accurate. So half your body weight in ounces is what we lose every day just living through respiration, perspiration, all the Asians, we lose half our body weight in ounces. Okay. If you drink coffee, now for every, I'll just use liters, because for every liter of coffee, you need 1.2 liters of water to bring you back to the same spot, because
Mm-hmm.
coffee is a diuretic. Some people actually count drinking coffee as hydration, and it's doing the opposite. It's sucking the moisture out of you. Okay. Back years ago, and I think we've talked about this, I was like a 6-7 cup a day coffee drinker,
Yeah.
and I wasn't drinking water. And so it's a
And dude,
miracle
I
that,
remember you sharing that picture of me of you 12 years ago.
yeah,
And I was like, who's this guy?
yeah. What was the comment you made?
I'm like,
Who's the? Why
who's
are you
this
sending me a
person?
picture of an old man? Why are you sending me a picture of an old man dancing?
So that, yeah.
That was
So
me
12
12 years
years,
ago.
so you literally 12 years ago looked 12 years older. And I have to show you. It is so, let me just find that man.
Yeah.
Where is
Right. Are you going to share it with the audience? Yeah. It's so anyway. It's
Sorry, man.
definitely.
So, wow.
Wow. Yeah, it's.
Is this even you?
The secret is grow a beard. Grow a beard. That's the secret. but but going on. So going on to the antioxidant potential, it's what we're drinking when we drink this water. It's a thing known as molecular hydrogen. There
Mhm.
are countless studies, like countless studies, that prove over and over and over that molecular hydrogen is the most powerful antioxidant that exists.
Wow.
And that's what we get for every glass of water we drink. Isn't that amazing?
Interesting, man. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
so hey, I have talked, and a lot of people think that they would get some sort of addiction to this water, and that this is like they think that it's not water, and I sometimes have a hard time. Hey guys, this is just water.
Mhm.
Can you talk and elaborate a little bit on that?
Sure. So to call it an addiction, it's not real because you can get addicted to water, but you will become a water snob, because once you get used to drinking this amazing water, and it feels so light. I wish the people in the audience right now could actually taste it. If you've ever been in the mountains anywhere and gotten water from a spring in the mountains, the first time I tried this water, it actually brought me back to this trip I had in northern Portugal, between Portugal and Spain. There's a mountain chain there, and there's springs everywhere. So you literally walk up with a bottle and you fill up from the mountain spring and you drink. The first time I tasted this water, it brought me back to that memory. So you will not get addicted to the water. but you will crave this water because you will become a water snob. I'm a water snob now. If I bring my water everywhere with me. If I forget it, then I have to drink. It's like, oh, fine, I'll do it anyway. And God forbid we have to drink tap water. Then it's like, yeah, that's like only in a life and death situation when I go straight from the tap. But yeah, no, it's not an addictive, but you start enjoying water. I used to struggle, Abhinav, to drink 2 liters a day.
Hmm.
Right, I was following the old, drink 8 glasses of water, and 80% of disease is connected to dehydration.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to drink. And I would struggle. And I was drinking purified water at the time. It would take me all day to drink 2 liters. So somebody in your audience is like, oh my God, how much water do I need to drink? This water is actually, I don't know, how do you find it when you drink it? It almost
I
disappears.
find it amazing, man. I find it
Yeah.
so light, and I find it so
Yeah.
tasty to drink. And yeah, it's like if I have to drink, I carry my water with me, but
Yeah.
sometimes you don't have an option, so I still drink tap water
Yeah.
occasionally when I have to. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
But I enjoy drinking this more because one, it tastes better.
Yeah. Yeah, there are days now, I mean, that I can actually, if I'm doing a cleanse or something, I can do 2 gallons of this water in the day, no problem.
Mhm.
And whereas before, 2 liters was like my max. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I reached it. Oh, thank God, right? It was one of those. Now, and the third property, which is the structure,
Hmm.
is one of the reasons why, because it becomes so light, it actually gets absorbed into the body. The second it touches your lips, it starts going into your bloodstream. So it never sits in your stomach. It doesn't sit in your stomach. Whereas before, if any athletes are listening, when I played soccer, I would drink water, swish, and then spit out because I didn't want that swooshing feeling in my stomach while I was running.
Hmm.
Or even when I was running, the same thing. I would like to swoosh and then spit because I hated that swooshing feeling, boom, 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 in my stomach. Well, with this water, you can drink a liter at a time, jump up and down, and you won't feel anything, which is pretty incredible.
It is, man. It is.
Yeah.
Hey, so
So yeah.
across, and let's keep it short because
Mhm.
um we're kind of running out of time.
Sure.
But,
Sorry, and I get if I expand too much, I apologize, but
no problem,
it's
man.
information I have to share, man.
No,
So
it's very valuable
yeah.
information. Hey, can you just share one of the case studies or one of the people who has helped or improved drinking this water and how it changed their life?
So you want like personal testimonies, or you want
Yeah, just a
like
personal one.
yeah? There's so many. And again, as a disclaimer, this water once again does not heal, treat, or diagnose anything. But I've had personal experiences where, for example, my daughter, she had alopecia. I don't know if you know what alopecia is.
I don't.
It's a balding. She had 3 bald spots. She was 13 years old at the time. She had 3 bald spots, about this size each. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and we went to the dermatologist, and the dermatologist gave us a steroid paste that I reluctantly let her use, and that did nothing. And the doctor said, if that doesn't work, bring her back and we'll inject her with steroids. Now, knowing what I knew, there's no, I still regret letting her use the paste, but I was not going to allow my daughter to get injected by steroids.
Yeah.
Okay. So I brought this machine home originally because it was alkaline. That's how we started this topic, right?
Yeah.
And I really didn't dive into all the other properties of the water. But after 5 weeks of my daughter drinking this water, her alopecia was filled in. I was like, okay, what
Wow.
do I have here? What do I have here? So I actually studied this water for about 6 months after I bought the machine, just so I can learn. And at that period, that's when I decided that this was going to become a mission in my life to share this water with everybody who was willing to listen. Okay.
Oh, and that is
Uh,
so inspiring.
yeah. Another really personal one was my friend Omar.
Hmm.
My friend Omar had been suffering from psoriasis for over 20 years. Okay. His whole body was covered in psoriasis. And when I found this out, he's the only person I forced to buy this machine. He's the only person, Milo, my friend, my dog Milo wants attention. He's the only person that I actually forced. I'm like, dude, you're buying this? He goes, how do you know it works? I'm like, dude, I'm just telling you, just drink this water. That's all I said to him. And I go, have I ever lied to you? And he's like, no. So why would I start now? Drink this water. So 5 weeks. It seems to be this magical number of 5 weeks. I've noticed a pattern out there with a lot of people. It's not exact, but it seems to be a trend. 5 weeks later, this man calls me and he goes, Dan, for the first time in, I don't know, 20 something years, I have no psoriasis in my body.
Wow.
So, how it does it, I can't actually tell you the fine details. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor. But one thing, when people ask me, how does this water work? My answer is usually it works really, really well. Okay.
Mhm.
so, so stuff like that, it fuels me to go help other people. That's why I'm very passionate about this water. I'm very passionate about what it can do for you. And it's absolutely incredible. With me, I was already healthy. I had already made changes, but it helped me sleep better. Even though I thought I slept well, it helped me sleep better. My memory has gotten sharper and sharper. And the other thing, I'm not going to get into too much, it actually cleansed me out as well at the
That is
beginning. So,
interesting.
yeah.
With
Yeah.
that all with all the buzz, that's been going around this
Mhm.
water, I've seen a lot of celebrities that have started drinking Kangen water,
Yeah.
right? And they're not just some, not just celebrities like actors, some really smart people, some businessmen, some famous doctors. Like I follow a couple of people on Instagram that I have
Mhm.
seen. With this water, just that they're making a random video in their home, and I saw, oh, this is the same machine that I've been using. And
Yep.
so what are can you just tell me some of those celebrities which have been drinking this water?
Yeah. Now, just a thing, just because celebrities drink it, that doesn't make, but celebrities, I like to go more on the athletes side because those guys have access to science. But like you mentioned, Tony Robbins, right?
Yeah.
Earlier on, Tony Robbins has been drinking this water for over 20 years.
Interesting.
Yeah, like then there's like singers like Mariah Carey. I'm just trying to think off the top of my like Mariah Carey, Steven Tyler from Aerosmith.
Mm-hmm.
These are people who treat their body because that their body is their tool. That's their money making mechanism. So, like Mariah Carey, there was a video on MTV Cribs. I don't know if you ever heard of that. It's an old show that would go into people's homes. Well, it went on her tour bus. She had a 3-story tour bus,
Okay.
and in the bus, they actually had the Kangen machine sitting there, and the guy from MTV actually goes, "Oh, this amazing water system. Even everything comes with a premium." And we're talking about Kangen water. Then we're talking about like high performance athletes. The top 10 highest paid athletes in the world. Guess what? They all drink Kangen water
Wow.
because their body is their tool. Like Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, anybody who watches the NFL, Tom Brady, the guy that wants to be a quarterback until he's 45 or 46 years old. Well, there was an Instagram post of him cooking in his kitchen. Well, what was sitting on his counter? Kangen water machine. Bill Gates, I've lost the number. Last I heard, he has about 26 of these machines in his house. Okay, so yeah, there's lots, and now that's just giving us it adds credibility to a point, but it shows that this is a known commodity. It's not something that it's not known. I call it almost like the quiet earthquake. It's just coming, whether you understand it or not. And this will be the 5th home appliance. Like it almost feels like we're talking cell phone
Yeah.
rights in the
Yeah.
1970s right now. So we're talking, so there's going to be this trend is just growing like crazy.
Yeah.
And once it hits critical mass where everybody's talking about it, this is something that you want to be involved in as far as having a piece of that pie as well.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. It is. Thanks for all this information. That was so valuable, and I think people do get value out of it, and it helped them make the right decisions of being more healthy and drinking the right water, which I think is
Mhm.
very, very important since our body is made up of 70% or more water, right?
That's right.
So thanks, man. Have an amazing day. Happy holidays to
You
you.
too. Same
And
to you.
if any one of you wants more information on this water, you can leave a comment, you can send a message, or you can reach out any way you can. You can reach out to me, you can reach out to Dan. If you want me to connect with him, please say so. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer some. And thank you so much, everyone, for watching this video.
Awesome.
Have an amazing day.
Thank you again, Abhinav. Fantastic.
Thanks, man.